Who said you can't air dry your relaxed hair? There are a lot of unspoken myths about relaxed hair, and most relaxed hair girlies and guys feel that there are things they can't do just because their hair is not natural. But the truth is, your hair is hair, and it can easily be manipulated. You just need to find out how to do it. So if you want to reduce the amount of heat that you naturally use on your hair, or you just want to know how to air dry your hair, then stick around for this video. I started air drying my hair because I wanted to use heat a bit less, because it's something that we can't escape with relaxed hair, but you can just reduce the amount of times that you use heat. So this is a very simple process, and what you're going to do first of all is obviously wash your hair and condition it. Just to give you some context for this video, I'm working with hair that has over 6 months worth of new growth, and that's because I decided to relax my hair every 6 months. So I'm doing this whole process just before my next relax time is due. So you are going to need to condition your hair if you are like me and you have a lot of new growth. But even if you don't have new growth, conditioning your hair is very important to make your hair soft and malleable. Just helps you to be able to comb through it and to be able to manipulate it as much as possible. So for this whole process, one of the main things, or in fact the main aspects that you need to focus on, is combing your hair. Naturally, when you wash your hair or your hair touches water, it's going to shrink, whether natural or relaxed. And that is why you see that your hair has some very tiny curls in it. So make sure that you comb it thoroughly like I have done in this video, so that your hair strands are stretched out and are also separated and not matted. Make sure to comb from the roots to the end. The conditioner is going to help you to be able to do that without much stress. So after you've done that, you're going to put your hair into the style that you'd want it, or the shape that you'd want it to have at the end of your air drying process. I want my hair to dry out straight, so what I'm doing is just putting a middle part so that my hair falls that way after I have air dried my hair. So when you're done with that, if you want to put rollers, you could do that as well. But when you're done with that, then you're going to take a silk scarf or satin scarf, preferably something smooth. I have this red silky looking scarf, and I just realized I'm saying scarf. I'm going to take this red silky looking scarf and I'm going to make a triangular shape with it and just put that over my hair. Make sure that you cover your hair properly, so you don't want any strands of hair to be left out. This is because the natural air coming in contact with your hair is going to cause it to dry out in a puffed out manner. You don't want air to be locked in between your hair strands, and that's why on a normal day with relaxed hair would naturally dry it with heat. But now, to achieve the same look that you would achieve with heat, you're going to just tie your hair properly. So what I'm doing is to make sure that the ends of my hair are not left out. Naturally they would dry faster as well, but I also don't want air to get in between those strands. So after I've done that, I'm going to pull that part of the hair forward in the scarf and then make a knot at the top of my head. You could also make the knot first with the remaining 2 pieces of fabric and then do that whole process later, and then bring it and tuck it into the front. So you don't need to do it exactly the way I've done it here. It's just how my mind was working at the time. So I noticed that I had some hair showing underneath, so I just made sure to cover that properly because we don't want air to get in. Tucked it in, and we are going to leave the hair to sit like this for about 30 minutes to an hour, and then we're going to come back and check on it. By that time, your hair would have been at least 30 to 40% dry, depending on the thickness of your hair. So make sure that you leave your hair to rest for a while until it's about 30% dry. So we're back at about an hour later, and I have already let down the bottom half of my hair. We are going to check on the hair to see what has been cooking. So this is what it looks like. It's not fully dry, but already getting dry. Oh, lest I forget, the front part of your hair, that's your hair in the front of your head, is naturally going to dry faster, and that's because the hair is naturally lighter and thinner. It's nothing odd. So if you experience that, just know that it's a part of the whole process, and you're going to repeat the whole thing you did in the beginning again. You're going to comb out your hair to make sure that it continues to dry in a straight fashion, and then put it up in the same manner again. So you can repeat that process as many times as you like, but I believe 3 to 4 times is enough, no matter how thick your hair is. So you could do it for more times if your hair is fuller than mine, but mine is pretty much almost dry now. So what I'm going to do is to wrap my hair in a circular form around my head, and then I'm just going to tie the scarf again one last time. Whenever you're manipulating your hair and you're trying to change it from the direction that it naturally falls or that it was previously in, then you need to be gentle and take it bit by bit. You can't do it all at once. So whether it is wrapping your hair around like I'm doing or any other thing, make sure that you're gentle with your hair, especially if you want to preserve the length of your hair and the health of it as well. This piece of hair at the top gave me some work, but I figured it out. Okay. This is about 3 hours from the start of this process, and my hair is fully dry now. By the way, I realized, guys, I didn't tell you why I didn't put oil in my hair in this whole process. I'm sure you were wondering. Well, I didn't put any form of oil in this hair drying process because I wanted to use a straightener on my hair afterwards. So that is why I skipped that part. However, if you want to oil your hair or add any product to your hair, then you can do that when your hair is about 50% dry. So that would be really helpful. So you can go ahead and unravel your hair little by little because you don't want to cut any strands and you don't want it to get tangled up. So I'm just trying to put the hair back in the same shape that it was before I wrapped it up. So I'm first going to use my fingers to stretch it out, fluff it out, then go in with my comb. And you don't need to comb from the top at the get-go. You can start from the bottom like I'm doing and then just go up that way. So this is the final result: properly stretched and air dried hair. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you watched up to this point, make sure to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Rita signing out. Bye.